It is a relational thing that happens between two people. And to feel more happy and joyous and alive, you have to say something and then see what happens next. And be present enough to do that. If you don't do that, guess what you do? Guess what I do? I'm not sitting on my high horse here. This is what I do. I know most of you do this. Instead of waiting for the next thing to happen and having all the space inside us to wait for the next thing to happen, we are walking on eggshells. We are trying to prevent hurting the other person. We are trying to say it in the nicest possible way. We are worried if they're going to get defensive. And then we're so far ahead, we're planning on saying something loving and nice if they get defensive. And then we do that and it backfires even worse. You can't know until the next thing happens to know how to respond differently. You can't know what it's going to be, mainly because we are not in touch with how we feel inside, with kind of an ownership of what's happening here in me. When I say something and it feels like I did all this planning to go slow and say something, and you are then rolling your eyes at me, that's always accurate that that's happening. Always. I'm a pretty gentle, loving guy now. I'm not driving 14-year-olds around drinking alcohol, right? I'm a really different person. So I approach really gently, and I approach really slowly, and then the person gets mad at me. That's the pattern to now see. That's the stopping point to know, oh, that just happened. You know why that person gets mad at me? Because I've been more angry in my past 5 years, and that person has experienced me getting angry, and that person is still scared of me. That's not a problem. That's a thing to heal. They're really mad or they're really scared, and that's actually really happening. All relationship conflict comes if I then try to make that person not mad at me because I want them to understand I just spent the last 30 minutes preparing what I was going to say. So it's unfair that they're mad. It is unfair that they're mad, and it sucks. And that just happened, and relationships only grow deeper when you always say, yes, that just happened. We don't do that. We say, no, that didn't happen. That didn't just happen. You didn't just get upset with me. No. Wait. You don't understand. No, I meant it well. Don't be mad at, I'm describing a panic. Even if you're quiet and soft and don't panic like that out loud, you're panicking inside. It's a panic when you don't know how to say yes, that every single emotion that just happens over there in that person is true and accurate and just happened. That's why we need you more alive for all the unfairness the universe brings when that person responds negatively. When that person responds negatively to you, that is what you've signed up for. If you want to get better at relationships, you've signed up to go, oh, I'm here to learn something new and heal something. Now, if you clean your act up on this side and can create more presence for what happens next in that person, then you get to decide if you're being abused or you're being gaslit or you have somebody who's not emotionally intelligent and meeting you there. But you don't even get to decide that with your 80% of the time responding with, no, you didn't just feel that. You got to learn to respond, yes, that just happened. And then learn vulnerability and going inward and expressing the next thing in a new way to then watch and witness and listen to what they do next. But that's not what we're doing with each other. right? That's why the word narcissism is probably the seventh top word used in Facebook, right? He's a narcissist. She's a narcissist. He's gaslighting me. Yeah, that's actually happening because you say no to when they get upset. I really want that to go in if nothing else goes in today. The reason 50% of the time you have a narcissist in your life is because you don't like how they're responding, and that started a long time ago in the relationship. They become worse. They become more narcissistic being in relationship with you, being in relationship with me. Doesn't have to do with blame. I'm not blaming you for choosing somebody that's awful. A lot of the time, yeah, you've chosen somebody out of these patterns that is quite difficult to deal with. That's real. But 85% of couples that come to me tell me in their intake form that they're being abused. 85%. If they see my sessions all the way through and at least 12 to 18 sessions with me, 5% at the end say they're being abused. It goes from 85 to 5. It felt abusive. It felt awful because they don't like the person's response and it triggers them. But you can then learn your own triggers and what's happening inside. And you make everyone around you better. I have people in my life that are extremely difficult with most of the people in their lives, but they're not with me. I do walk on eggshells a little, and I'm a little cautious with some of the people in my life. It's like, oh, okay. But they really care about me, and I really care about them because I bring out the best in them. Because when they do something stupid and they respond with like profanity and anger, and I don't just tell them like, hey, you might want to look at this because you're pushing people away in your life, but I actually say, I'm getting kind of scared right now. The way you're treating everyone in your life, I know it's frustrating, but treating me that way is like happening right now, and it really hurts, and I want to be close to you. And then they go, oh, and they soften.